And today, here at Croke Park, rightly so, he gets a special presentation and warmly applauded. A gentleman, not just on air, but indeed in private life. Micheál is a true ambassador for Gaelic games. And the two participants, Ballina Stephenites on the left and Crossmaglen Rangers, form the guard of honour. It's a beautiful day here in Dublin. The breeze has picked up just a little bit and will favour play from left to right as we look at it. First, the big duo for Ballina are Liam McHale and David Brady at centre field. But they also have some fine forwards, particularly Brian McStay and Ger Brady, the number 13. You should keep an eye out for him. Yep. And certainly in Crossmaglen on Monday evening, there was tremendous colour around the village of Crossmaglen. These are the boys that will line out for the former All-Ireland Club champions. They have wonderful experience, and 13 of the team, in fact, start. But again, they have some fine players, particularly the McEntee twins, and of course the McConvilles, particularly number 12, Oisin McConville. It's generally accepted nowadays that the club final is the second biggest day in the calendar of Gaelic games. Indeed, the GA has always maintained that the club is the backbone of the organisation, and that is very much reflected in a competition that has grown in status over the last 10 years or so. Crossmaglen showed their experience earlier by not arriving here at Croke Park until around 3 o'clock, while Ballina Stephenites decided to savour the atmosphere of the hurling final and arrived here quite early, just after 2. That's the scene as they head towards Hill 16. It's going to be an intriguing contest, and indeed, tactically, you can keep an eye out on the way Crossmaglen will line out, because generally they have a policy of using their corner forward, Colm O'Neill, as an extra midfielder. Now, speaking to the Ballina management during the week, I think that you can anticipate that Ballina will use their corner forward, either Ger Brady in one corner or indeed the other corner forward, Keith Lynn, as an extra midfielder. So we're going to have a lot of crowding perhaps around midfield. Now, whether the cornerbacks go after them or not, well, then we just have to see what exactly unfolds over the next hour or so. This is a very young Crossmaglen side. They've won 4 under-21 titles in a row, 93, 94, 95, 96, and indeed next Saturday they play in the 98 semi-final. So football dominates the lives of these young men representing their parish, their county, and indeed their province. Ballina Stephenites looking a little bit nervous, perhaps. This is unquestionably the biggest day in their history. 34 senior county titles, and indeed have 11 senior hurling as well. And amazingly, what I discovered during the week, because I would have expected Ballina to be a major football region, hurling has been very much part and parcel of their lives, and a lot of the players have under-21 and senior hurling championship medals in County Mayo. Say hello indeed to some people who unfortunately can't be here today. Patsy McConville, who is the father of the McConville brothers, lining out today. He's watching this match in Daisy Hill Hospital in Newry. Good afternoon and a happy St. Patrick's Day to you, and I hope that you enjoy today's All-Ireland Club Football Final. I can also tell you that they're watching us in Toronto, in the Galway Arms, where the Canada GA board are there with the lady footballers and indeed the male footballers, anticipating a wonderful game of football. Indeed, Croke Park is looking almost space age in the future. If you saw the model, it's a magnificent stadium, and you can see that at the canal end it's developing nicely, and after the All-Ireland final in September, the Hogan stand will also be demolished. Now let's just see what happens with the toss here, because Ballina, I know, want to play with the sun in their backs in the first half. Seems Crossmaglen are going to play with the sun to their backs in the first half. So interestingly, already both managements are thinking alike, but first advantage is to Crossmaglen. And a moment's silence here at Croke Park for the former president of the GAA, Mr. Alf Murray. Indeed, an Armagh man as well, and a very proud one. There really can be no excuses for a poor game of football today, because certainly the weather is magnificent. The man from Carrickboy, County Longford, is John Bannon, match referee. He did the All-Ireland final last year and has certainly grown in terms of experience and status in the refereeing world. John Healy, the Ballina keeper, as this All-Ireland club football final gets underway. David Brady punting it in rather low towards Paul McGarry. Dennis Cohn. McGarry wants it inside again. It's a terrible ball, so the fullback should easily gather. Donald Murta, playing for 12 years on this Crossmaglen team. Frank Shields over towards Oisin McConville, deep inside his own half of the field. Centre half forward Tony McEntee. Nice play by Crossmaglen. They're able to mix it, playing the long ball and the short ball. Here's John McEntee, the captain. That particular pathway to goal blocked, and a beautiful interception. And again, Ballina play the short passing game normally. Wonderful work by the corner forward, Ger Brady. And that's going to be a free. Already you can see that Ger Brady is the man destined to play around the centre of the field in a game of tactics. This is the intercept again as Crossmaglen came away, and Ballina did very well here. Brian McStay hits it over the bar. So the men from the west start well. That's Noel O'Dowd from Lanesborough in County Longford. 25 years in Ballina, manager of the side. First kick out of the day for Paul Hearty. Referee has blown the whistle because the full forward Paul McGarry was too near the kick. Trying to seek out Anthony Cunningham. Good reading of the ball there by Shane Sweeney. Mark McGrath, Liam McHale, over towards Ger Brady, playing Crossmaglen at their own game as such, knocked away from McHale. This is the big full forward, corner forward, Colm O'Neill. And already the area around midfield is extremely crowded, and acres of space inside each 45-metre line. Jim McConville, Ulster Club Player of the Year, having a fine season. Colm O'Neill, Joe Fitzpatrick, left half back, lending assistance to an attack, and so far hasn't been able to get a plentiful supply of ball. Paul McGarry. Doing well. Donald Murty needs assistance a lot quicker than that. Here's a chance for Dennis Cohen, but a rather poor effort. Crossmaglen bench looking a little bit concerned at the moment. Early days yet. That's Dr. Tom Moffat there in the green bib with some of the officials of Ballina. Anthony Cunningham doing well in midfield. This is the danger man, and a Mayo man was shouldered off the ball, and a bit of silliness by Garvin Comiskey, who collided with Kenny Golden. And I must say that I think it was more accidental than anything else. Let's just... Yes, he's fine. Let's hear it is. Gavin Comiskey. Yes, he did, in fact, see the corner back. Good play by Paul McGarry. Ballina man fouled is David Brady. Free taker from that side of the field is Martin McGrath, who won a Mayo Senior Championship in '85 and '87, so very experienced, although he has not played here for Ballina, of course, in Croke Park. Here's McGrath. Ballina, with wind assistance, lead by 2. John McEntee will be disappointed with that. Just an awkward ball for him. Again, positions mean very little now in this football match. A lot of crowding. Keith Lynn, Martin McGrath, Dennis Cohen. Difficult angle for him, and the effort was well wide. This is Joe Kernan, who is suggesting, at least, that this will be his last game in charge of Crossmaglen after a wonderful 7 years. Paul Herty, the Crossmaglen goalkeeper, is wisely changing wings, trying to get his midfield players more involved. Big Colm O'Neill, all 6'5" of him, losing out to Dennis Cohen. The pass was dubious, to say the least. Here's Ger Brady, who is a bit rash in his efforts, where it probably would have been better for him to hold on to possession. Crossmaglen goalkeeper, of course, didn't play in the All-Ireland Final 97. He broke his ankle in a car accident, so today is a very special day for him as well. Liam McHale. So much physical and spiritual leader of this Ballina side. It hops kindly for Brian McStay. Nobody readily available inside. A chance by Paul McGarry. And that too sails wide. Certainly Ballina's game sprinkled at the moment with nervousness, and would be well advised to hold possession and play that ball a little bit more. There are now just 4 players inside the Ballina half of the field, as linesman Kevin Walsh signals clearly that's going to be a Ballina ball. Making himself available is Shane Sweeney. McGrath back to Dennis Cohen, to Liam McHale, and Paul Hearty sees it all the way. Not a good ball for Frank Shields. An illegal hand pass there by the Crossmaglen man. And that's going to be a free for Ballina. Martin McGrath is going to take this free. Played a little bit of football indeed with Sligo and Mayo. A native of Enniscrone. Already has 1 point on the scoreboard, going for his second. Didn't quite get fully behind it. There's a chance, however, for Ballina here through Paul McGarry. And unable to keep it in is Keith Lynn. Well, Anthony Cunningham was coming away here, and you can see he threw the ball. There was no striking action available, and that had to be a free. Waiting underneath it was Kenny Golden. Crossmaglen win another free. Anthony Cunningham. Don't know what he had in mind there, but whatever it was, it didn't come off. Sideline ball quickly taken. James Devaney, a little bit of pressure here. Fullback, one of the future stars of Mayo football, Liam McHale, flicking that ball around, trying to feed Keith Lynn, but that carries too much strength. Frank Shields was dropped for the Ulster final, showed great attitude, and here he is playing on the first 15 in an All-Ireland final. Well, 11 minutes gone now, and this game so far failing to sparkle. And it's the challengers and the newcomers to Croke Park, Ballina Stephenites, that are dominating play, but unable to reflect that dominance on the scoreboard. They have a methodology. Finishing that's questionable. Brian McStay, Paul McGarry, back to McStay, Dennis Cohen, cutting inside. This looks to be a good one. The 3 points for Ballina have been scored by their half-forward line. McStay, Cohen and McGrath. And Cohen was the last one. It was good, patient play here by Ballina. And Cohen had the confidence to have a goal from far out. An effort at down the middle this time by Paul Hearty, easily gathered by David Brady. Keith Lynn, smallest player in the team, showing some nice touches. Ballina starting very well. Good score. Ballina now 4 points to the good. Again, it was a patient build-up by Ballina, and they're beginning to grow in confidence. Very colourful day here in Croke Park. Very warm as well. Ballina Stephenites people very proud to be here on All-Ireland final day. And Crossmaglen are unsettled. Donald Murta. It's a poor ball. And Ballina couldn't have wished for a better start. They've been composed. They've been very stylish up front at the moment as they go for another point. Well, that is wide. And Joe Kernan is down beside his goalkeeper. I think he's trying to get his defenders to be a lot tighter. He is not at all impressed. It's a worrying time, but I think even Joe will acknowledge that they are playing against quite a strong breeze here at headquarters. Oisin McConville trying to go back and gather possession. Paul McGarry. Type of ball that's going into him is quite impressive. Low and chest high. Anthony Cunningham shouldered over the sideline by Brian Ruan. McHale. Back to Liam. Inside Ger Brady. Lovely play by Ballina. Chance here of a point. Good defending by Donald Murta. Comes back to Liam McHale. Onto the left foot. And that is over the bar. They really admire this tall, elegant footballer. All-star in '96. And here he choreographed the score, being involved initially, and when the final pass came back to him, he was able to finish. Ballina midfielders, David Brady and McHale, are now dominating centre field. And John Bannon did not like the challenge from Tony McEntee, and he becomes the first player to be booked in this All-Ireland Club final. Wonderful fielding here as that ball was kicked out. Great catch by David Brady. Crossmaglen should have it here. Anthony Cunningham. As you now can see, nobody really inside the Ballina half of the field. Good punt forward for Paul McGarry. Picked up by Joe Fitzpatrick. Colm O'Neill might be wearing that number 15, but operating as the third midfielder. Mayo boys first to the ball, but it falls kindly for John McEntee. That was a high challenge. Referee allows the quickly taken free. Here's Kyle Short, trying to make an angle for himself. Giving it back outside, that's the corner back. Martin Callum. And easily dispossessed. Ballina at this stage looked to be the more focused combination. Good work again by Dennis Cohen. Problem is now there's nobody inside near the goalposts. 7 wides now for Ballina, but they do have 5 on the credit side. Joe Fitzpatrick. Good block down by Liam McHale. Oisin McConville going to take this. This is a fine block down by McHale. Gavin Comiskey. Back to Joe Fitzpatrick. Putting it in long. Well gathered by Carl Short. Nice skill. Good ball control. Again, fine defending by Ballina. Ger Brady doing what Colm O'Neill is doing for Crossmaglen. Donald Murta to Colm O'Neill. John McEntee, the captain, to wee Jim McConville. Break falls kindly for Tony McEntee. Here's McConville, and again, good defending. James Devaney to his centre half back, Brian Heffernan. Giving a few palpitations, I'm sure, to their fans, playing it very short inside their own half of the field. Referee John Bannon won't allow the free to be quickly taken. And Gavin Comiskey is the second player to be booked. A wholehearted player, as that challenge was high, as you can see, onto the face of David Brady. It's a wonderful start by the Mayo and Connacht champions. Paul McGarry, back to McHale, looping it in, knocked away. Anthony Cunningham back there again. It's a poor pass, and it's rather unusual for Crossmaglen's passing to be so inaccurate. Colm Dooley picking up a knock there. This is his first year on the team. He was a sub at 97 and was a little bit doubtful during the week due to a groin problem. Crossmaglen, I'm sure, will be happy to see the half-time whistle, because at the moment they're running a little bit ragged. The tactic that Ballina are using to feed the full forward is paying dividends. They do feel that Donald Murta, the Crossmaglen full back, will be lacking a bit of pace. Not lacking is Carl Short, but unchallenged, loses possession. He's still there in the hunt. James Devaney, that's great play. He did well to keep it in. It's still not quite James's, and now he wins the free. Crossmaglen's concentration surprisingly uneasy in this first half. It's given away back to Carl Short. Chance here for big Colm O'Neill. Lofts it very high, but it's to the wrong side of those goalposts at Hill 16. They love their music as well down in Ballina, and certainly the drums are beating in this first half. This is McHale. Again, you can see it's the low ball in towards Paul McGarry. Martin McGrath thought he heard a call behind him, and it's a poor ball eventually. Joe Fitzpatrick to Jim McConville. Back to Anthony Cunningham. The score here would certainly boost Crossmaglen's psychological state. Here's Oisin McConville, the one man who can score. 3 Ballina backs go after him, and he wins his free. A wonderful run by one of the best footballers in the country at the moment, Oisin McConville. Here he is in action, and they are well aware of the danger that this man can pose. In '97, Oisin McConville scored a goal and 7 points in the final. This here is to open his club's account in the '99 final. And that he does. Crossmaglen easily gather possession. Colm O'Neill. Now that point, let's see if that has any effect on their morale. Gavin Comiskey gets the touch far as Jim McConville. Anthony Cunningham was going to go for the return, but Jim hit the deck. This is Cunningham, he needs to get rid of it now, and he does, but to a green and red jersey. And he gets it back again. Comiskey, call short, makes an angle for himself. And that is going wide. Down there at the Hill 16 end are a group of people who are certainly enjoying themselves. They're representing the Ballina Salmon Festival. They're actually depicting a dragon, symbol of power. Ballina have it again. David Brady. Chasing after him is Martin Callum. Brady on the run, hits it well, but inaccurately. Four points between the teams. I wonder will Ballina be satisfied with that, considering that they are playing against the breeze and against the sunshine, which is quite blinding at the moment. It's a poor kick out by Paul Hirty, and you can see that some of the Crossmaglen players are now just saying, come on lads, let's concentrate a lot better than this. Possession given easily away, and another free for Ballina. This is the incident again as Keith Lynn was challenged here and pushed. Martin McGrath. Hits this one a little bit better, but again it's tailing to the right and wide. I know Martin will be very disappointed with that one because that was scoreable normally for him. No doubt, I'm sure, would want a couple of more scores in the next 5 minutes. Break balls to Ballina. Brian Rowan giving it to Brian McStay. Pumping it long. This time Keith Lynn gets a hand to it. It's an easy ball for Paul Hirty. Tony McEntee. Anthony Cunningham. Happy now, I'm sure, just to hold possession for a while. Centre-back Francie Bellew. Overlap provided by Anthony Cunningham didn't materialise. Colm O'Neill. Call short. Ballina would be quite happy to see Crossmaglen play keep ball around midfield. It's not causing any problem so far. Gavin Comiskey making a bit of a run, a bit of a dart, and a bit of a shot as well. His first in the All-Ireland Cup final. For a player who's recognised as having lots of skill, but amongst his repertoire is not speed, but here he shows a nice turn of pace with good accuracy. That was the important thing. Another player being booked by the referee. This time it's Colm O'Neill, the Crossmaglen corner forward. Anthony Cunningham is going down on it. Oh, well, that had to be a free. Crossmaglen's build-up very slow, surprisingly. This is a good ball towards Jim McConville. Outside him, if he needs him, is Gavin Comiskey. In around the goal mouth is only Martin Califf, the cornerback, who's following Ger Brady everywhere. McConville is belted a little bit too high there, and Brian Ruan concedes the free. Anthony Cunningham going across to take this free. Anthony had flu last week and was very doubtful. Very underrated player, in fact. Drops this one in. Pressure now on Ballina. Difficult enough angle, but he manages to get the ball over the bar. Oisin McConville with his second point. This was a good ball inside towards Oisin McConville, and from a very difficult angle, he did well. Well, despite Ballina's dominance of this first half, they now find themselves, having played with the breeze in this first half, only leading by 2 points. And Crossmaglen's game plan becoming more evident now. And the dominance that Ballina enjoyed subsiding slightly. Gavin Comiskey to Martin Cally as they call it. Into the corner for McConville to chase after. Outside, if he needs him, is Tony McEntee, the number 11. McConville goes it solo, and the goalkeeper drops it. There's danger here, and it's saved on the line. My word, how close. And that would have been a devastating blow to Ballina. That blinding sun might have been a factor, but John Healy was extremely fortunate. Down at the other end, it's a quick counter-attack. Donald Murtagh, soccer style, back to his keeper, Paul Hearty. Here's Colm O'Neill again with number 15 on his back, now inside his own full back line. Donald Murtagh and Martin Califf. They call him Dennis Irwin of Crossmaglen. He's so dependable at number 2. Cathal Short. Good running, good ball control, but he loses out. Back to Oisin McConville. I'm surprised that the Crossmaglen plan is to run at Ballina defence, because they're well able to spray that ball around. They're passing again, not up to its normal standard. Marking was a little bit slight, but perhaps they knew that John Bannon had decided that that was the end of this first half. A first half dominated by Ballina with wind assistance. But despite that, they only lead by 2 points. Plenty to talk about at half-time, and it'll be interesting to see how this game unfolds. I'm sure gave a rip-roaring speech to try and get these boys to concentrate. They've only been beaten more or less once in the last few years. Second half of this All-Ireland Club Football Final is underway. David Brady starting as they mean to finish in this final with the ball and leading. Nice interplay here. Keith Lynn cutting in along the sideline. Outside him, if he needs him, is Martin McGrath. Easily intercepted. Anthony Cunningham using his height to gather possession. Half blocked, comes towards Ger Brady. And well robbed by the Crossmaglen man. Gavin Comiskey uses Cahill Short. Tony McEntee. Oisin McConville. Crossmaglen still have that unsettled look about them, but happy to gain a free here. Next Saturday he'll be playing against Mullaghbawn in the Armagh Under-21 Championship semi-final. This is the big one now at the moment. Cunningham back to Colm O'Neill. Oisin McConville. Tony McEntee. Slightly over-elaborating. And after all of that, chance sent to the wrong side of the post. And the attendance here at Croke Park is in fact over the 40,000. 41,006 is the official figure just handed to me. David Brady. The wonderful midfield combination that Crossmaglen have enjoyed for the last number of seasons seemed to be stretched by McHale and this man, David Brady. There's a point here to be taken. And Brady gets his first point in the All-Ireland final. All of County Mayo rejoice here as Martin McGrath and Brady combine. He was given the space here, even time to look at the posts. Poor marking by Crossmaglen. And they have it again. This is Ger Brady going for the point. Two wonderful scores in the space of a minute. The Ireland Under-19 rugby fullback shows that he's a multi-talented player. And going forward, looks particularly dangerous. Changes being made in the Ballina team. Gavin Comiskey is now at midfield as well. James Devaney chasing with him. This is Colm O'Neill, picked off the ground, I'm sure, by Gavin Comiskey. The referee waves play on. Well blocked again, as Crossmaglen are finding it almost impossible to get going. There's a bit of a swipe there, but Kenny Golden wins possession. Down towards Dennis Cohen. Into the space, carries too much strength. Line ball for Crossmaglen. And once again, the drums are beating down at Hill 16. They've continued to do so the moment the game started. The dragon symbol of power, as they inform me, is very much, I'm sure, helping these Ballina men. Free this time for Crossmaglen. Anthony Cunningham with this unusual way of dropping the ball and kicking it. Here's the centre-half forward, Tony McEntee. He's fouled by his marker, Brian Heffernan, the captain of Ballina. And it's going to be a free in for the Ulster champions. Oisin McConville going for a hat-trick of points. Easily accomplished. Martin McGrath. Back towards Shane Sweeney. He got a belt there from Gavin Comiskey, who has been booked earlier. The referee waves play on. He obviously didn't see it. And possession now with the Armagh men. Cahill Short going along the touchline. Inside him is big Colm O'Neill. There's a goal here for the taking. Stopped on the line, and the referee has given a free out. Remarkable moment in the Ballina defence. And very quickly taken as well. No discussion necessary, but we, however, can talk about it. As Cathal Short came in here, O'Neill was at the end of it, charged in on top of Healy, and because of that charge, I'm sure that was the reason for the free out. Paul McGarry to Liam McHale. Is he about to win an All-Ireland medal? Back to Martin McGrath. That's come wide. This was the challenge here on Shane Sweeney. Got it belt there, and suddenly Shane went down, but the referee didn't see it. Well gathered by Anthony Cunningham. And another personal foul, which means the Ballina player is going to be booked for that challenge. Ger Brady, first Ballina man to be booked in this final. This is the reason why. Cunningham dragged to the ground. It's an off day for Crossmaglen. I've seen them a number of times over the last few years, and I think that they would even describe their own performance today as inept and almost out of character. But by no means are they out of this match. It's just a question of getting the right combination going. McHale survives the challenge, gives it to Brian Rowan in an attacking position, going forward. Good run by the number 5, but his shooting cannot match it, and that goes wide. This was a great run by Brian Rowan. Started off when he was a child playing with Ballincollig in County Cork. Now with his own Ballina. Good kick out. Helped by the breeze. Good run by John McEntee, and beautifully dispossessed by David Brady. A lovely clean rock. Again they feed McGarry. Supporting him is Dennis Cohen, number 11. Keith Lynn just taking his eye off it slightly. He still wins a sideline ball. Martin McGrath going to take it. McHale, plenty of space and time. And sends it wide. Really, Liam should have done better, and he knows it. But the marking in that incident was very poor by Crossmaglen. It's not as if they don't know about Liam McHale. Great spent by Anthony Cunningham, trying to turn the tide. Well, Joe Kernan has told his players that a good team wins one All-Ireland, a great team wins two. This has been the motivation. They're being tested by the men from the West. Gavin Comiskey just challenged as he was about to take it. Not a foul, says referee John Bannon. It was a clear challenge, but they have it again. McConville's first touch leaves him down. He still has possession, and he floats it over the bar. First point for Jim as well in this match. Good play here by Jim, despite his first touch leaving him down. John Healy aims for Liam McHale. Falls for Mark McGrath. David Brady is loose and free. Liam McHale goes for the return. Again, they try and use McGarry. Floats inside. Goalkeeper has to come out. John McEntee down towards his midfield partner. Anthony Cunningham. Possession easily given away. Brian Rowan. In the corner is David Layden. Ger Brady opening the space for Paul McGarry to run onto him. That's better use now of that tactical ploy they're using Ter Brady putting the ball into the space created by his absence from that area. And McGarry acknowledges that that was a very good ball. Personal foul, and Donald Murtagh, the Crossmaglen full-back, is booked. Played for 12 years now as a senior footballer with his club in parish. Difficult chance here for Brian McStay. Floats it in well. Crossmaglen defenders there in sufficient numbers. Martin Callum, back to Donald Murtagh. Available is Gavin Comiskey. Martin Callum decides to use the far wing. Good interception by the captain, Brian Heffernan. Trying to emulate his brother, Ivan, who was the goalkeeper for UCD in 1975. Could there possibly be 2 All-Ireland club medals in the same household? At the moment, it's looking good for Ballina. John McEntee. Donald Murtagh, the full-back. And again, the passing is a little bit loose and scrappy. Murtagh wins it back. Colm O'Neill going through is Gavin Comiskey, not known as a scoring forward. McConville is, and his attempted fisted pass goes in fact wide. But good defending again by Ballina. This was the chance again, and just that first touch and that passing leaving the boys down from Crossmaglen. Leaning there by the Crossmaglen midfielder. Liam McHale takes it quickly. Good running by Keith Lynn, first to the ball. There's no available support. McGarry is pulled down off the ball. Still Keith Lynn battles hard. Great play by the corner forward. Wonderful spirit. Back to the centre half forward, Dennis Cohen. On the run will occur. Off the post. It's there for Donald Murtagh. Tony McEntee into the space. Good covering by Brian Moran. His colleague in the half-back line, Shane Sweeney. Ter Brady. Late tackle on the Ballina man, but it's still Brady. And now he wins the free. And the referee, I'm sure, is speaking to the player for that late challenge, was Joe Fitzpatrick, right half back in 97. This is the incident again. That challenge came in quite late. Brian McStay, who made something like 6 or 7 trips home from the States all through the year, decided he just wanted to win a Mayo Senior Championship medal before it got too late for him. He'd be disappointed with that effort. As Crossmaglen decide to make an alteration. That's Gary McShane that's going to be coming on for Crossmaglen. David Layden. 2 points the difference. Anybody's match at the moment. With 16 minutes left on the clock. Keith Lynn. With 3 Crossmaglen defenders and nobody around the house for Ballina. David Brady did very well. To Liam McHale. Brady not quite expecting the return from his midfield partner, and the initiative is back with the Ulster champions. Jim McConville is inside, so too is called short. They again play the hand pass ball rather than the long one. Gavin Comiskey needs help. This is Oisin McConville. It's high, and it is accurate. His 4th point of the All-Ireland final. And amazingly, Crossmaglen are making 2 switches. Gary McShane is coming on, and they've also brought on Michael Moley as we look at a point here by Oisin McConville. And despite the fact that the game has been more or less dominated by Ballina, Crossmaglen are showing their worth by just being 1 point behind. Liam McHale feeds it to David Brady. And a free for the Connacht champions. This is a vital kick because now they need to stretch their lead again. Crossmaglen within a whisker. Has to score from here, really. And he sends it wide. That's another bad miss. And he will be bitterly disappointed because, again, it was well within his capabilities normally. But it should be pointed out that he is playing against a stiff breeze. Here's the foul on David Brady. It all adds up to a most interesting 14 minutes. Gavin Comiskey did well to keep it in, survives the challenge from Brian McStay. Half blocked, and that's going to be a Crossmaglen ball. Marking quite loose on both sides at times. Frank Shields gives a good ball to Anthony Cunningham. Jim McConville trying to get away from David Layden. Is that a foul? Yes, says John Bannon. This could be the equaliser. And despite the fact that Ballina have looked at times to be the better team, they have actually failed to take advantage of that dominance. This to level the match. Who better to take it than Oisin McConville? Crossmaglen are never beaten. A great club and wonderful spirit. They're playing badly, and yet they're in this All-Ireland final. It's a good sign of a team. Now, can they take advantage of that equalising point? They've trailed for most of this match, and now they're in with a real chance. David Layden is fouled by Carl Short, free out for Ballina. Joe Kernan must be relieved. And Ballina are going to bring in 2 players. Liam Brady and Cathal Deasy are the players introduced. So a double substitution by both teams. Gone off of the far side is Dennis Cohen, centre half forward. John Healy still waiting until the referee makes sure who is the other player to go off. And Ballina haven't received the message